Welcome to TiffDoesLoans Podcast. Today I have Marlin, Basta, aka Lina.
Hello, Tiffany.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am so good. Thank you so much for coming. We did an open house together a couple of weeks ago in Lake Elsinore, and I was like, I need to bring her on. She has been doing real estate and everything, living in Egypt you are from there, right?
Yes.
So, and then been in California for a couple of years. So just bring us back how you got into a real estate kind of journey, what that journey has been for you. And why did you pick to kind of start up out here?
Okay, first of all, the English is my second language,
Yeah,
so
you're
excuse
crushing
my
it.
accent. So sometimes I say something wrong. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter, okay?
We get
So my journey started in Egypt.
Nice.
It's like around 7 years ago.
Nice.
And then I decided to move to California. So my journey in Egypt, it was like such a successful journey.
Yeah.
I had like 200 transactions.
Wow.
Yeah, between residential properties, commercial, and also hotel apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And then I decided to move to California, and I don't want to change my career, but I wanted to complete the same journey because
Yeah.
I'm always enjoying to help people
Love
to
it.
find their needs and to find the right property. Just make me happy.
I love that.
Yeah.
No, I could tell. Like, she definitely has like a passion for it. Just comes
Thank
out
you.
like to help those families. That is amazing. Just even your 200,000 transactions.
Yeah.
But like, what was that?
Thank God.
And why did you? Was it just California? Like, did you go to any other states, or it was just like? Did you already know like Orange County is where I'm going?
Yeah, I decided California because before moving, I studied like which the market trends, which states is better
Okay.
for real estate, and I love California because the weather is
Perfect.
pretty similar to Egypt. Just make me most encouraged to move to California. And right now I'm working for OC and Riverside County, sometimes LA County.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just all over.
all of
I
California.
know. I think a lot of us out here are going to Riverside a lot too. So
Exactly, because OC is not affordable
No.
for everyone.
It's definitely and there's just like not much inventory out here. So
It
even
is.
if you go a little inland, it's like there are a lot of renters, and it is more affordable. So in that area, it's just like we're able to help, and people are actually they're still putting in a lot of offers. The one that we did together was like below 600,000, and it was like a great, it was an
Yes.
amazing spot, like
it's
a
4
amazing
beds,
starter
yeah.
home,
Yeah,
like for
exactly.
sure. So. I am going to be going out there more, and I know that you are as well. So definitely, we'll dive into that a little bit on the different markets. And what have you kind of seen? So you said you followed the trends and stuff. So to come from like Egypt and then now you're mainly in Huntington Beach. Like,
Exactly.
is there anything that's like really kind of different or?
Yeah, there's a lot of difference,
Okay.
and it's totally different actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, right here is
Yeah.
more paperwork and
Okay.
a lot of process to get the transaction, but in Egypt is very simple.
So how would that, like, what would it look like over there?
In Egypt we can make transactions only take 1 day.
No way.
Yeah, it is.
Even
It's
if they
only
get,
1
if
day.
they get like a loan?
Oh, it is, yeah, because it's like simple financing. It's not like here. Here it's required a lot of documents, a lot of process. Sometimes it's need pre-approval, and then have to get a loan, and you have to find the right lender, and
Yeah.
it's too much process. But right there,
Yeah.
it's only you should to have it checked. You should to put the down payment, and then you should to make the statement, and that's it.
Oh, wow.
So sometimes I met clients came from overseas, is not from Egypt. They came from Saudi Arab or Dubai or whatever,
Yeah.
or America. And then they came, it's only for 1 day. So let's do it, Lina, for the first day. And I don't have like couple of days only. So we started
So
looking.
just get it done, yeah.
Exactly.
And then they literally like just get the keys. Yeah, I can't even imagine, because I've always been in a lot of process. Like even now I'm with like a broker for almost 2 years. So my process is a lot smoother
Yes.
than where I was before. That was like a lot of that was like more of a big lender, and there was just like a lot of hands in the cookie jar. I felt like it could take a long time to get to underwriting.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can't even imagine
Yeah.
1 day transactions. Like,
Exactly.
dude, we'd be crushing.
Yeah, I'm
So
in like.
what was your mindset when you came over here? You're like, okay, because you went from closing these, you would spend like a weekend with them and then almost like get paid probably within that week, right?
Yes.
But then now it could be like months. Yeah, like
At
several.
least,
Yeah.
at least one,
Yeah.
but it takes more. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I have a buyers right here. It takes like so far a couple of months, and we are still in process.
Yes.
So because we need to work on pre-approval firstly,
Yeah.
and then we should to look about inventory. And you mentioned before there is no more inventory.
Yeah.
That's why it
So
takes.
it's, like, tough, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the escrow takes like 30 to 40 days. Is
I
it?
mean, no, we're 2 weeks. Like
Okay.
21, like 14 to 21 days.
Okay.
If the borrower is already like pre-approved and awesome, like, I mean,
Yes.
I have closed 7-10 days, like, but
Wow.
everybody's got to be awesome for that. Like the escrow, the realtor, that's me. Like everybody has to be on the same side of like, hey, we are going to push that, like, we're going to get it closed in 10 days. And that's really like participation from everybody. But usually, like, just right off the bat, I'm going to say 21 days.
Okay, so
So it's
21
still-
days
yeah.
only for escrow.
From
and,
when they
yeah.
get into escrow.
Exactly.
So, like, when they get into escrow.
Yes.
So you still have to find your house. Like, there's some people that I work with for, like, I mean, we don't, like, close until, like, a year. Until they
Yeah.
find their house.
I heard that.
You know?
I heard that.
2021, were you here, but you weren't doing real estate in 2021.
Yeah. I doing in Egypt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
I
was
moved
a
here
lot
in
faster for us.
2023.
That was, you probably would have liked that process a lot better, because everybody in 2021, there were like multiple offers and stuff, but
Yeah.
everybody was just waiving everything.
Exactly.
So they were trying to
Yeah,
get,
COVID.
like,
It
everybody
gave you
was
a
just,
good
it
market.
was the way that you got the house. Like everybody was like waiving everything and like trying to get the fastest closes because there
Yeah.
were so many offers. So
Exactly, and it was lowest interest rate.
Yeah.
It was like 2 point
we were at
something.
like 3. We were at
Yeah.
3% at that time.
So
Yeah.
right now it's around 6 to 7. So
They're gonna come down. Yeah.
sure.
I know. Well, once they do, because like the inventory, I'm just waiting for like that moment when hopefully they'll come down within the next year
Yeah.
at some point. But if we get back into those, like even the 4s will be sweet to where all those people that are in those lower 2s and 3s,
Yes.
they will also start making moves, because now they can go from like a 2, 3 to a 4%. They just
Okay.
can't go to a 7, so they can't sell. That's like why we don't have any inventory.
Yeah.
But then once that shift comes, then it will, it'll open up more. Like more inventory will start popping up.
Okay.
I'm an optimist.
Sure. Yeah, me too. But do you
I'm just-
expect that the interest rate goes down?
I always expect them to go down.
Yeah, we should
I have
expect.
talked to top economists, and they have told me exactly what needs to happen. It's like, there's like 3 things. I asked them basically, like, come on, is it possible?
Yeah.
Like to get back into the full, like maybe the high 4s, 5s by the end of this year. I mean, it's just so unknown right now because
Yeah.
there's so many changes going on from the new administration that they think that they're going to have inflation like gone by 2026. So,
Okay.
I mean, that's huge.
Yeah.
Plus, for us on the real estate side, there's other things that are happening, like with these tax cuts.
Yeah.
If they cut tax on tips and if they cut tax on overtime, that's huge for our people
Yeah.
being able to afford.
Yeah,
They're
they
gonna-
give
they're
us
gonna be
more
able to
chance
shop
to be
more.
affordable. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because that's all of your nurses, police officers, construction workers that are working
Yes.
all that overtime. And if they don't have to pay taxes, I mean, it's going to be a really nice like chunk that they'll have.
Yeah, hopefully that.
And then there also another thing that's happening this year that's going to make it more affordable for people. They're removing all of their medical debt.
Okay.
It
got
has to be removed from all of their credit reports. So
Okay.
that's going to raise a bunch of credit scores, and that's supposed to open up an additional 22,000 people that are
Yeah,
going to be able
that's
to qualify.
amazing. Yeah.
So as long as like all these things start flowing and then the rates go down a little bit.
Hopefully that to get more transaction
Yeah.
because I'm usually make like 4 to 5 transaction a month in
Yeah.
Egypt. So when I saw the transaction here, it takes a lot of time. So
Yeah.
I said to myself, "Oh, what this one?" I wanted to make the same
Yeah.
amount of transaction because it's usually my work.
Yes.
So I'm enjoying to do that. So I just wanted to make that right here.
Just like the 5.
Yeah, and
The
I
5
wanted.
a month is hard right now, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard right now.
Yeah. Like
yeah.
on a month.
Yeah, once a month. I think it's the best one. Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know what about the future, but
Yeah.
right now once a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, the best one. That's the best scenario.
No,
But
I
I just
know.
wanted to mention something. When we met before in Lake Elsinore,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
we find the buyer. He got like a high percentage from
Yeah.
other lender, but from you,
Yeah.
he got more lower.
All the- yeah.
It's like 6.2, 6.3 or
Yes.
something. So
Yeah. We
you're so
do have-
smart.
oh my God,
yeah,
thank
yeah,
you.
you're doing very good.
Yeah,
Yes.
they have, well, and we have some now in this market. It feels, I think the numbers, it's more leans like a seller's market, but really it feels a little more like a buyer's market because it's slower and the sellers need to sell. The buyers have been able to kind of get more negotiations or like seller credits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right now it's a buyer market more than seller.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, there's no more inventories that make that process is hard.
Yeah.
But it's a buyer market to get a good deal and cut price from the seller because I see a lot of homes on MLS.
Yeah.
It has a lot of cut price.
Yeah.
So that's why it's better to buyers to go right now and
Go right
later
now.
on they can make a refinance.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
so-
that is where it's at.
Yeah, because
if you
the-
wait, yeah.
if they wait
If
to
they
the
go down,
interest
the
rate,
prices are gonna go
exactly,
up.
exactly,
And
and
then
it
it's-
will transfer to a seller market.
Exactly.
So it's gonna
And
be
then
the
you're gonna
opposite.
be,
of
I know. So it's just one of those things. I tell them like, look, I know they're still a little high, but just keep an eye out. I try to get them like with their realtor, like,
Yes.
look, just like have them sending you kind of, some things. If something good pops up, just like
Exactly.
keep your eye out, keep your eye out.
Yeah, and we can buy points or something like that to
Yeah.
to get decrease in.
I
their-
do have
yes.
some good
You said
programs.
that
Yeah,
before.
like the 2-1 buy down. That was
Exactly,
Yeah.
to buy down the interest rate. So
Yeah,
that one
and
is
the seller
better.
does it.
Exactly.
So like if you do that 2-1 buy down, and those, even in this market, you're probably good with the 1-0 buy down. Just like the 1 year, you're
Okay.
probably solid, and it's not going to take as many seller credits. So it really does put them in a great position, puts them a point lower, and then hopefully, in the next year, we will be lower. But we've already been on this train for a couple of years now. So I just tell them we're fluctuating. This is, it's really like a market not like before. It's really been its own rare type market. with
Yes.
the inventory and the rates, and completely different than
The before,
some of
yeah.
the, yes,
Yes,
like the
I
other
see.
people are afraid of it crashing, but I'm like, that's not going to happen because nobody has a mortgage. That's the problem.
Yes, yes.
There's like 40, I know, I think it's 41% that have no mortgages.
Yes, I see. When
So that's why
when
they're
I'm
holding
looking,
on to it. Yeah.
when I'm looking on the history of the houses,
Yeah.
so I saw that
Yeah.
it's totally different this time about the other one. No, it's totally different for the interest rate, for the prices of houses. Yeah, it's kind of pandemic plus inflation, so it makes
And then, yeah, some of the, like for some of the boomers too, I mean, they've been in their houses are paid off. They got
Yes.
them at 100, 150, and now they're like over $1 million,
Yeah.
most of them.
But they wins. I see
Huh?
they wins for the I mean the owners, the
Yep.
homeowners, they wins a lot of money because they bought these houses
So,
for
I know.
super what I mean. Okay, cut it,
Yeah.
cut it. We will cut this
Yeah.
part, okay. I wanted to say they got like ROA or you know what I mean, return on assets. Their properties goes increase for the, you know what I mean. Okay, let's cut
Like
it.
for their, like just their equity, like the value?
Exactly,
Okay,
the
yes.
value. Yeah, I mean the value.
The
They got more
value has
value
been
for
going
the
up.
homes. Yes.
And I mean, just to think, like, if you buy your house for like 100,000 and then it's like $1 million, but that's the thing too, a lot, you can't, even if you sell it and move somewhere else at that point, if you're like older,
Yeah.
but then you can't come back,
Yeah.
So it's like, I think, and we're tricky. We're in California, and it's like, yes, a lot of things outrageous here, but it's also like there's nothing or nowhere like it.
So,
It
yes.
can't.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
I made someone, one of my buyers, he wanted to live in OC, but he cannot to afford to pay in an OC.
Yeah.
So I recommend for him why we didn't buy in Lake Elsinore
Okay.
and rent it, and then you can rent in OC,
Okay.
and you will pay the difference like 1,000 or something
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
smart, yeah.
And later on, you can move. You can sell the other house or move to OC. That one is better, and instead of you don't buy anything.
That's
You know.
smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really smart. Did he buy the investment?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
as an investment, yeah. I have a lot of buyers. They looking as a residential, but when they fail it to make it as a residential, so why not? We can take it as an investment,
Yep.
and then you can choose which city you wanna,
Yeah.
and go for it.
I love that though, how you guide them to like, look, just buy. So that's,
Exactly.
yes,
Yeah,
just
ju-
buy, because even if you want to live over there and rent, but you're at least building equity, and like California is the highest appreciation. So it's like, might as well. So that's super smart. And then he was able to rent it out.
Yeah, yeah. I will help him to make a renting and to get a lease. So that one is better than you have
Than
to
not
have
buying.
your own.
Yeah.
That one is better for you. And as you mentioned, California has a lot of appreciation, so
Yeah.
it will help him. Yes.
That's nice. And just to kind of go through, what are some of the things that you have been guiding like your clients with? So like kind of preparing them in this market.
You mean the most steps is good to guide them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just kind of like, how do they prepare?
Okay, so we will cut this part because I will ask. Okay, so I'm always guide the buyers for 3 steps.
Okay.
The first of all, get pre-approval.
Yes.
Because that's the most important thing, to know your budget and go to the right property. So you have to. You
Have
should,
to.
yeah,
It's
you
a
have to
must.
get, yeah, exactly. You have
Yeah.
to get pre-approval.
100%.
Yeah, and then you should to find your agent, who's honest with you, who's trustful for you, who's looking very well to find your needs and put your needs in the right property. So, and then you can search with him about the right property. Whatever you need to invest, you need to buy, you need to sell, whatever, but you should to find the right one. And the last one, you have to be ready to act.
Yeah.
When you find someone is good,
Yeah.
you should to go. Don't go back, don't hesitate, don't, you know what I mean? Because I see some buyers, when they find everything is good, but they wanted to make this decision to make it later on. So that one is like,
So they kind of let it go.
exactly.
Like they don't act as fast. Like if
Exactly.
they to put the offer in or after they put the offer in.
No, before
No.
putting,
Like
yeah,
to put
they
the
don't.
offer in.
Exactly.
So like they're holding back, especially in this market. Like just put it in, right? Is that how you-
Exactly, because you
'Cause you-
find everything's good,
Yeah.
so you should to go.
Just put it in, and even if they rebuttal a little bit, then at least you know. Like, do you see a lot kind of holding back right now?
Yeah, I see
Yeah.
that, because all of the clients, they expect the interest rate will goes down, so they waiting. Sometimes they see they saw this house is not good as much they need. I'm sorry, I'm
Yeah.
saying something wrong. So so yeah, they hold it back.
Okay.
Yes.
And like, what about for your sellers?
Okay.
So if you're listing them, like, how do you have them prepare?
Okay.
Are they kind of holding back right now too, kind of waiting for the rates to drop, because then there'll be like more people?
But if he sold it right now, I will find a lot of buyers, because a lot of buyers looking about inventory. So
Yes.
yeah, he can sell it right now. So first of all, clean and painting and stage your house very
Yeah.
well, because that's
That's huge.
that's makes a huge impact to all of the buyers. You remember
Yeah.
the house we met?
It was very like it looked really good.
Exactly. It was very
Yeah.
staged. That makes the people kind of
Visualize, like they're
Exactly.
able to visualize more.
exactly
Like,
visualize
an
the
office here, and okay.
exactly,
Yeah.
and they saw the property in a good condition,
Yeah.
so it helps them to make the decision very quick. More than if the house is not painting, is bad, it has like stains or something like that. So
100%.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, "What's going on here?"
exactly. And then I recommend for the seller, set the right price. You should to look about the comparables
Yeah.
and take a look about how much they sell their homes with your agent.
Yes.
So, and make a CMA, and then you should to
Instead
put
of just like, I'm sure a lot of people come to you with like a lot of numbers. That
yeah.
Are like,
So I
how
wanted
do you
to sell
bring them back down? You're like, wait,
exactly.
they're
So-
trying to get like 100,000 over or something.
they wanted to make that, but
Yeah.
hold on.
You're like,
we should
wait.
exactly wait. We should to set the right price. We don't want it to put it.
Because you don't want
yes.
to pull it off. You don't want to like pull it off the market, right?
Exactly,
Okay.
but because we need to put it's a realistic price. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So that one, it helps you to sell your home very quick, more than you should to put random price or something
Trying
like
to get
that.
it like
Yeah.
way over, yeah.
Exactly.
And I mean, it's Orange County, so I kind of feel like that a lot more. Because you do have location and stuff, so I feel like we're always just kind of like stretching, and we know that what area, like we know that our appreciation goes up. So I imagine that it happens more out here, right? Like
Exactly,
rather
and
than like
OC.
Riverside.
exactly, because Lake
Oh,
North
see,
has
they're
a lot
like,
of
no,
inventory.
I
Yeah.
think I could get
Yes.
200,000 more. You're like, the like next door just sold.
exactly, but they wanted to get more because as you mentioned.
It's the
yeah,
location.
yeah, the locations like Huntington Beach, Fountain Valley, Garden Grove, whatever. It's all seats.
Yeah, but I still
almost,
feel like Huntington is still pretty well
Yeah.
priced.
it is.
I mean, yes, there's a lot of like 2 and 2 million, but I feel like there's still a lot of like 900,000s, like close to the beach.
No way,
No?
no way. 900,000, no way. 900, yes.
Like more like
You can find it for
900,000, yeah.
apartment, but it's not a house.
Maybe like a townhome kind of. Like that's where I kind
know.
of live in like this 950,000.
Yes.
But it's not like condos.
Exactly. And it
They're
will
single
be so
families, but they're
small.
like attached. Yeah, they have like no backyard.
Exactly. You know,
Yes.
yeah. I have a home tour last weekend. It was like 19 square footage,
Okay.
and it was like 1.3. So, and there's no backyard. It's a condo. So
It's
I was
so
like,
wild.
it's
It
Huntington
can,
Beach.
yeah.
It's
It can.
Huntington
I
Beach.
did do one. Yeah, it was like 1.2 or 1.3, and I happened in that area. It is really good. It's like off Golden West, but it's just like shocking sometimes because I'm also licensed in Texas,
Oh,
so
yeah,
I do have
amazing.
clients. I do have clients sometimes that are shopping like simultaneously,
Yeah.
and it's super intense when they're sending me like from California. It's like 1.3, 1.5, and it's like hasn't been remodeled in 30 years, very small, no backyard, but you're close to the beach. And then Texas, it's like 900,000, 1 million, and they are like mansions. Like,
Yes,
it's like,
yes.
It's like it's a driveway of like just you can fit like 15 cars on there.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's like pretty
Yeah,
intense when you
you
like
know.
put them. Yeah, sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh.
It's OC. Yeah, you know, I spent the New Year in Ohio.
Yeah.
So when I take a look, it's a very pretty
Yeah.
area. So I just, for my curious, I was so curious to find how much do they pay for these mansions and like palaces.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's really pretty nice.
Did you found
So
like you
I
were
found
in a
it.
super nice
Yeah,
one?
sure. So I found like 6 beds, 6 bathrooms, and it's like 4,000.
Oh my
square
gosh.
feet.
And that's like super.
It's like 900,000. So I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
no way.
That's Ohio?
That's the highest
Yeah.
one. You can, and that one's like the first row.
Yeah.
When I checked the second and third row, I was like, I found about 400, 500. So we can exchange that one for California and give you.
Ohio
Yeah.
is booming right now, but usually, like most of the investors, they are doing more in between like 100 and 200,000.
Exactly.
So like 500,000 or 900,000 in Ohio is probably
It's
like
pretty high.
very-
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I take the luck. Then I saw a lot of homes for 100, 120, 200, and
Yeah.
it was like 2,000
right now.
square
Those
feet.
are all being like swooped up by our investors out here.
Exactly. Yes.
So it's everybody in California that does have a lot of money now, but
they put their
it's-
money
yeah,
in
but they don't
Ohio
want
or
to do it out
Texas,
here.
exactly,
Yeah.
for investment. That one is
Ohio's
better
a big one, yeah.
because it's a letter.
Well, they're still
down.
getting cash flow. It's like
Exactly.
out here, it's too tough. Like the numbers just
Yes.
don't make sense for them.
Yeah, but right here we have a good opportunity in Lake Elsinore, maybe
IE,
NZU,
it's
Palm
opening up,
Springs,
yeah.
or
I just went to Palm Springs too.
yeah. You should to go for the beach.
Yeah.
You will find better prices.
Yeah.
You can go for Bakersfield,
know, but then you
Ontario,
have to
maybe, but
live-
Ontario's not. Yeah, what was
But
that?
then you have to live there.
Exactly. That's why. That's why I recommend it for
I
the.
love my beach.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we live in California,
I
so we should
know.
to be
I'm
close
like,
to the
I
beach.
literally live like 1 mile from the beach, like, and I run like I run there all the time. So
Yeah.
it's like
I see,
I
like today,
cannot-
8 miles. Yeah, good job.
yeah. And so yeah, it would be like hard for me to just
Yes, that's why I recommend it to the bars right here.
But that's
If you
smart.
cannot
What you said,
to
get the
afford,
investment.
yeah, you can get as an investment for Palm Spring, Bakersfield,
Yep.
Lake Elsinore, wherever one of those cities, it's a far away from the beach, and you can rent close to the beach, and you
Nice.
can pay the difference. And instead of you pay only for renting, and this one is
And
not
someone's
your
gonna
own.
rent it, yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna rent it out, and then whatever you have left, you can still put to yours. But then you're building the equity out
Exactly.
here, and it's gonna
exactly.
appreciate. Like, even if you did say like, I don't, did you say Barstow or some Bakersfield?
Yeah, Bakersfield. So
Yeah, but
you can
there's-
find about
Yeah.
400 to 500, or Hesperia maybe.
Yeah.
It's like 4
And
to 500.
but even if you just rent out there or like get an investment, it's still going up.
Yes.
I don't know all of California, but our area is kind of like 5 to 7%. So I'm each year like on the appreciation.
Yeah.
So I imagine over there, I mean, it's still rising.
Exactly. You know the house we met in, it was like it was sold. The last
Yeah.
one, it was like 2 years ago, and has a appreciation like 5%.
Yeah, each year.
Yeah, so that one is not that bad, and it is good to sell it after 2 years and look about another city.
And I feel like that's the plan. I mean, depending on when the rates go down, it's just like a lot of people in 2020, they
Yes.
bought thinking, because that's how we pitch it. Like, hey,
Yes.
you buy it for two or 3 years, and then you either rent it,
Yes.
you know, you take money from it, and then you like go buy a new one. And that's really been like the realtor's pitch. But 2020, it's like 2.5%, and then everyone's kind of been like stuck there. They haven't been able to. A
So-
lot of them, yeah, like they didn't really plan on staying
Yeah,
in those that long. I feel like.
but the one
but-
because it was the pandemic is not happens every year, or it's
Yeah,
not happens
but
every time.
well, it's the low rates because now they're in that
Exactly,
too. So
exactly.
now they're like, okay, well that didn't work, you know, like the whole
Sure.
like 2 year, 3 year. So I feel like, you know, once they come down, we're gonna see a lot of movement from them. But I feel like that's kind of like the standard pitch.
Yes.
Like, yeah, just stay
exactly.
here for 2 years.
Yeah, and then we'll
Yeah.
move to another city, which one we need to move it. That one is better. Yeah.
Yeah.
And instead of, it's like you mentioned, it's
Yeah.
like you will save your equity.
Yes.
Yes.
And okay, so we're gonna wrap up here. Looking ahead for you, so now you've been out here, like done all your real estate in Egypt. That is insane. I want to go do real estate in Egypt and close in one day.
Yeah. 45
amazing.
transactions,
I
you know, like sometimes I have 2 transactions the same day, so I need my mentor or
Yeah.
someone helping me with my team from my team. So I usually say for them, so I will do that, and please take care of the other one because I have couple of transactions in the
That's
same day.
so amazing.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
then you got
it
here
is.
and it was like, I got it.
Yeah, I got it here, but I'm still working for Egypt. I don't know if
Yeah.
I mentioned or not.
I know, I love
yeah,
that.
Yeah, I'm still working.
That is amazing.
Yeah,
you get
thank
up at
you.
like 2 or 3 in the morning and talk to them, right?
Exactly, because we have like 10 hours
so great.
time zone different
Yes.
between here and there. So
So do you have a team that just kind of like closes the deals, but you're still guiding them and finding the properties
Yeah, I'm
for them?
starting to find a property, and I'm starting the Zoom meeting with all of the clients from here,
Yeah.
and doing everything. And when we find the right one, I will make someone, other someone. I will
There.
make someone from the team to make the home tour or the showing,
That's
and
so
then
amazing.
I can do everything by it's online.
Phone and
Yes.
Zoom. Yeah, that's what I love
Exactly.
now. Like,
Yes.
I mean, even me for loans, like I'm just building my business. Like I could do everything on Zoom and I mean, I'm licensed in different states. So
Yes, I don't want to lose my referrals because I have a lot
No.
of database, and I sold to more than 200 family. They
And
know
if you can
Lina and they
still-
trust Lina,
yeah.
so I wanted to keep this network because all of them moved to America and they wanted
Yeah.
to buy home. So they asking me, so
Yeah.
you wanted to sell
That's
homes to
perfect.
us? So yes, so
and
I
if
wanted
you're
to keep that
still
one.
able, you know, if I mean, I would get up at 3 and talk to some clients if I was still going to be able to, like if it works, it works. I
Yeah.
would grind, but like that's just my soul. Like I'm always,
Yeah.
I would do what you were doing. Like right, we
Yes,
met
but
too.
you're so smart.
She told me that she did that, and I was like, I get it, girl.
Yeah. Thank
You can
God. I'm
sleep
trying
later.
to do
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
You can
And
sleep
I'm
later.
always waking by 8 or 9
Yeah.
to do California work.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I would
Yes,
do
see
it. I
that.
would do it too. So especially if they close like that, and
Yes.
you already have your network over there. So
Yes.
like, you've been building over here. So what are your like top 3 goals? What are you looking into for this year?
Okay,
Like out here,
so
yeah.
yeah. When I moved here, it was hard to me because
Yeah.
I did a big success right here,
Yeah.
right there. I'm sorry. So I was like, oh, I will start everything from scratch. But thank God, I believe in him. I believe he will give me such a success story,
Yep.
and it will be the same, maybe better. So I was working for a huge Turkish company, and I'm always to rank it agent. So I'm thinking I have to keep the same rank. I have to
Yes.
be top rank. So I'm so lucky to be part of Keller Williams Huntington Beach.
Love that.
They gave me a lot of motivation. They gave me a good environment to work with them, and um, I'm willing to I'm seeking to make the same. I'm seeking to be top ranked sales agent. So yeah, wish me
I
luck.
love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank
no,
you,
in
thank
KW,
you.
I love that. I
Yes.
feel like it's so good. Like you said, the motivation and stuff. I feel like those are the brokerages and those are the real estate agents that are still striving that have got that culture around them.
Yes.
Like always learning, all the motivation. We literally started like a work group chat where we just like shoot quotes
Sure. Yeah. It
every
is.
morning.
Yes,
It's like,
exactly.
just keep going. Don't give up. There's like quote after quote because hey,
Yes.
like when it's at a time like this, like it's just so many things are unknown. But like
Yes.
that's your business, so you just have to, as an entrepreneur. I mean, you just got to wake up and keep grinding and keep meeting people. But it definitely helps when you have a team. So even in a tough market like it's been, you're still growing.
Exactly.
You know,
it is.
and
Yeah,
it's just like,
yeah, I believe
yeah,
that.
I
And
lucked out with my broker.
exactly. And also, I believe if you will be so honest and trustful for your client,
Yep.
and it takes their needs like your needs.
Yep.
So they will do a great job, and then they will trust you more,
Yep.
and then they will recommend your name for all of the family or their friends. And I believe the networks and friendship and the surround circles,
Yep.
it helps you a lot to get more deals,
100%.
to get more confident to the clients.
Yep.
So that one is my plea. So I wanted to work on it, and also I'm usually use the social media platform like Instagram, Facebook,
I know.
yeah, and
Homes
TikTok.
by Lina. I'm
Yeah,
gonna put it below.
yeah, and all.
I love all your videos.
Oh,
You've been
thank you,
doing-
thank
yeah,
you.
you've been
It's so
doing a lot
kind
of
of you.
videos.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Yeah.
to get potential clients from the platform because social media has a
I know.
huge
Yeah.
impact.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's where we are. It's like
Yeah.
everybody's in their phone.
Exactly. I'm
So
always
it's like
scrolling
it's
like
fine if
yeah.
you don't want to make content, but you know, that's where they are.
Yeah, our
So it's
generation's
like,
always
and then if
looking.
you and
Yeah.
me, if somebody follows us and you and me all day are just like posting all these things and it's just
Yes.
like Homes by Lina and TiffDoesLoans
Yes, yes,
and
yes.
Homes by
Yeah,
Lina.
they
And
will
then
keep it
it's-
in their minds
And then
always.
it's like versus like even if you did maybe close with somebody else, but the day that it's like it hits you like, oh, I do want to look into that, and then
Yes,
boom, it's like
exactly.
you're going to be right there, and you know, and it's just going to kind of, yes, there might be another relationship, but there might not be once they've kind of already subconsciously built one,
Yes.
like
yes.
with all the social media, because you could like trust them. You could trust people through it. Like there's sometimes I meet people and I'm like, I don't even know if I've met you in real life, but I follow.
Yeah.
Have you had that where it's like, you follow them? And I'm like, I can't even decipher if I know you in real life or if I've just been following you, but I already feel like I know you.
Yes. Sometimes it happens.
Like
Yes.
I've literally, I just had that actually where I got involved with like everybody from KW.
Yeah.
I went to this event and I was like, I had already been following him on Facebook for like, I don't know, 8 years, 10 years.
Yeah.
And I recognized him, but yeah, that was the first time we like met in real life. So
Yeah, but you recognize their posted, their
but I already
videos,
felt like
yeah.
I knew him, and then instantly I did like 5 activities with him.
Yeah,
after.
exactly.
Like, all these-
Yes.
It was already like an instant, even though we hadn't really met. So
That one is really
social
good
media,
point. Yeah, social media is really good point
just-
to build your brand, your career, your
to show who you are.
your journey. Yeah, it
love
is.
that,
It is. Yeah.
Just like shows all the consistency, like you're constantly posting. Like I
Yes,
just
like-
know, and I've already kind of met, I've met you, but yeah, I'm like, this girl is grinding. Like those are my kind of people. Like I love that. So I love to see that through social media.
Yes,
And then, like, I hire people through it,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. Sometimes
So-
we share it's a personal life, and
Yeah.
sometimes we share
little bit of
something.
both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We
I
should
mean-
do that. Yeah, we should to do that because that one makes the clients say like,
Yeah.
that's the real life of them,
Yeah.
even it's not. But
And then they don't. I feel like they're not as annoyed when I post like 10
Yeah, exactly.
10 loan videos, as long as like, because in my other ones is like my life. Like I'll show my life in stories, but then I do like a lot of reels
okay,
for
yes,
like loans.
exactly.
So I'll post like all that stuff, but then my stories, I'm like at the gym or I'm shooting quotes or
yeah.
keep going. I'm like trying to
Exactly.
motivate.
Well, yeah, exactly. We need the motivation
Yeah.
for all of the sides of
Yeah.
our lives, whatever it's a personal or something sportive
Yeah.
we do, something is related with other business. Sometimes we do the one for loans or
Yeah.
real estate agents. So whatever, that one is helps.
Yeah.
Yes.
And all right, thank you, Lina, so
Thank you,
much
Tiffany,
for
for the
joining
one.
me. I'm gonna have all of her information below. If you would like to reach out to her, or if you like if this video helped you, feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe.
Thank you. Thank you.